Hello. So, long time no see. This is not going to be a regular thing, but it's this niggling thing in my brain that really wants to make a video on this and really address it. So, here we are. Welcome back to the channel. It's been an odd month. I'll say that. Taking a break and stuff like that. There's a lot to think about, and during that month we've had Blizzard do their thing. We didn't see it coming until it blew up, and when it blew up, it blew up. That's fair to say, and it's having a knock-on effect everywhere. So in case you've been living under a rock for the past month or so, Blizzard, they were found out to be having some pretty poor working habits, shall we say, and not treating their female employees, their minority employees fairly, equally, etc. There was a lot of shady stuff going on at Blizzard, and now it's all come to light. And basically, it's had a massive knock-on effect. There was a strike at Blizzard not so long ago that caused a lot of issues for them. Also, some people actually didn't want to play the game. That's fair play. Some people took part in that, some people didn't. But it's had a very big knock-on effect to a lot of things. In a company that possibly wasn't in the best place already, and for the isolated idea of Overwatch, it's come at possibly the exact worst time. To make it very clear, from what we know, this was the WoW and Hearthstone parts of Blizzard, not Overwatch, but it is Blizzard as a company. And when you look at Blizzard as a company, it overarches every single Blizzard game. You're talking Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, as much as that's neglected these days. Overwatch, WoW, Diablo, whatever you want to call out, then it's there, and it will be under that Blizzard branding. And there's been a lot of changes now going on at Blizzard. Jalen Bragg's gone. They're bringing in a double heading of Jen O'Neill and Mike Ybarra, which, yeah, it's cool. They're relatively new faces to Blizzard as well. Mike has a history at Xbox, which is really cool and stuff like that. Hopefully it goes in a nice direction, but it is leading closer to what we'd expected and what we've been seeing for a while, that Blizzard is slowly being absorbed by Activision. To be honest, originally I would have said that's a bad thing. Now, I'm not so sure. It's clear that Blizzard needed change, and that change hopefully now, slowly but surely, is coming. And it's much needed, but it's had some detrimental effects to things that perhaps weren't in the spotlight in terms of these allegations, but have had a knock-on effect being under the branch of Blizzard. Namely Overwatch League, right? So Overwatch has had its problems recently. Overwatch is in the most stale place it's ever been in, and that's quite saying something. It is, and there's another thing I'm going to go on to in a minute, but it is a god-awful nightmare to make content around Overwatch right now, whether you're making content about Overwatch, Overwatch League, anything. It's a god-awful nightmare because there's not much to make content on. That's not been done already, or there's no content to feed off of. It's nigh on impossible. So that leaves us in a very rough place, but it's also had a knock-on effect to the Overwatch League. We've seen T-Mobile pull out. We have seen sponsoring the league. We have seen Coca-Cola and State Farm step back from the Overwatch League sponsorships. They haven't left them yet, but to be honest, well, looks like this is them trying to leave them. And then we've also had rumors that IBM trying to pull out as well. This is incredibly significant for the league, because that's some of your biggest sponsors basically pulling the rug out from underneath the league. And the league is so heavily reliant on sponsors at the moment, because that's where a big chunk of money's coming from. With no homestands, or no concrete homestands like they had anticipated, teams are not getting the income that expected, and so they're having to pay that off in some way. It's already been a struggle this year with finances for some teams. We had it earlier on in the year with Paris, and with this happening now, if it's not sorted and the funds lost replaced quickly, then next season, if there is a next season, which I think there will be a quite different looking league, I think, because there will be substantial revenue loss to some teams because of these companies wanting to pull out, especially if it continues in that vein. And I mean, it'd be interesting to see how Overwatch League goes about this. I mean, if IBM pull out, what happens to all the statistics that we've had this season, because they've been up and down the statistics. I know some people have got their complaints about IBM Watson, but it's been very insightful. It's been really cool. But again, that will just disappear. So we could see gradually the quality and just quality, really. The quality of the league in terms of not only its production, but its actual teams go down. And that's not something anyone wants to see. And if this is going to be fixed, Blizzard need to work quickly. They need to work really, really quickly, because it's not something that's going to fix itself. It requires very swift action from Blizzard to just cut out everything that's just gone wrong, prove they've done it, and move on. That's what really needs to happen. We need to see real change. It looks like it's coming. It just needs to be done fairly swiftly. So Overwatch League is in a rough state. Even though the actual league season is probably one of the most competitive we've seen in ever, probably. It is in a rough state. Everywhere else, I would say. I don't think the format's ideal when considering you've got Shanghai. Yes, they're a victim of their own success, but they're playing almost double the season length of other teams, which is kind of rough, should we say? Then we got some teams or some ownerships like Cloud9 who, let's be perfectly honest, give no flying poop about Overwatch League anymore. That's why they pulled out of it, and someone else is managing London Spitfire. That's why London Spitfire are in the way they are. It's because Cloud9 have completely lost interest in the league. It's not worth their investment anymore. That's what a lot of teams have done. It's not worth investing in Overwatch right now. It is not worth it. Especially if you're actually delving proper money into it. If it's a time investment, it's a hobby. Like, if it's, say, Illusion. Illusion is a hobby. Illusion is not a financial investment at this point. But for a lot of high-end teams, the financial investment is just not there. When you look at contenders, you've seen teams like Young and Beautiful disappear, Ex-Oblivione. Those teams have been around for quite a while, but now they've just gone. Because there's no need for it. Runaway, we've lost now as well. Runaway. Like, that is a staple mark of Overwatch. Whether you're at Contenders, whether you're at Overwatch League, back in the Apex days, everyone knew of Runaway. Because Runaway had such a knock-on effect to the highest levels of Overwatch. Everyone knew Run Around Flowervin. Now they're not in the scene anymore. They're just not here. And that's such a tragic loss. There's no Element Mystic either. Like, we have lost so much from Overwatch now. And it is on the brink of collapse. To be perfectly honest, it's on the brink of collapse. There's already people strategizing and thinking, what happens if the Overwatch League doesn't have another season? I don't think that will happen, in all honesty. I think the Overwatch League is too well entrenched. But, my goodness me, it needs to be managed better. And Blizzard as a whole, needs to sort themselves out before it's beyond repair. And when we come to Overwatch, it's even worse. Like, we're getting rumors that Overwatch 2 might not come until 2023 at the earliest. That's is there any point at that point? Like, that is way too long. You need to give something before that. You cannot leave the community with no heroes, no regular pool maps. Yes, you can have your deathmatch map, whatever, but you can't leave the remaining fan base of Overwatch. The remaining fan base, it's not that big, you know. I've seen Overwatch being beaten by Destiny 2 on Twitch in terms of numbers for viewers. That's kind of rough, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But, you know, you've gotta give the community something. Because otherwise, why would they play a game that's just... The days have gone where you can make a game, put it out there, and just leave it, and it will do its thing. That's not what it's like anymore. You got to look at the Fortnites, you got to look at the Warzones, the Apex Legends. I know they're BRs, but even Valorant. Constant flow of content. And Overwatch, these events are not constant flow of content. They're just not. You are talking about releasing skins every event when half of the other games, well, most of the other games around you are releasing skins every darn week. Like, it's just not sustainable anymore. The model that the Overwatch is working off of, and it needs to change. And to bring it all the way back around to the point I wanted to come to earlier, as content creation goes, Overwatch is a dead game. It is beyond dead. You cannot, in my opinion, and I know this sounds harsh, you cannot make your way in content creation with Overwatch at the moment. Unless you are an incredibly special content creator. And I don't see them in the Overwatch community right now. When you see a lot of the special content creators, the incredible video people like Punch Kid, they've moved on from Overwatch. They've moved on. They've gone to Apex or something else, or Valorant. They're not here anymore. When you look at the stalwarts of Overwatch content, I suppose the most notable one is Stylosa. Back when he was getting over 100k views per video, what's he getting now? Less than 50. It's just not sustainable. Overwatch is not sustainable. And it just isn't. There's nothing in it. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I play more Apex Legends than I play Overwatch at the moment. Because Overwatch is just stale. It's so incredibly stale. And it needs CPR. Like, it really, really needs it. And all of this stigma around Blizzard, all of these problems, it is only making the situation worse. And now to hear that possibly Overwatch 2 is further away than we'd anticipated, that's even going to make it worse. To the point at which I don't know whether the game is recoverable. Overwatch is in its darkest hour, I would say at the moment. It could be quite a long hour, not gonna lie. We are anticipating some news about Overwatch 2 later in the year. I suppose that's POG. But, I mean, is it going to be anything major, or is it just going to be like, ha ha ha, here's some new hero looks, ha 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 ha. That's not enough. Like, the remaining Overwatch community is dying for something. It just is. And if you want to create content at the moment in Overwatch, you have to literally go to a sentence you find in a document somewhere, because that's all the content you can garner for Overwatch 2 or Overwatch. And it's tragic. It's just tragic. There needs to be something, Blizzard. We're crying out for it. As players, as content creators, as, you know, lovers of the game. We just want something, and it's just not there. It's just not there anymore. And yeah, I hope it comes back. In terms of my own personal stuff, videos are weird, not gonna lie. I'll pop up every now and then, like I'm here today. Hello. But honestly, I'm in a complete mental block about what to make content on. I don't know what to do with Overwatch. Like, I don't see content for Overwatch at the moment. I just don't see what to do with it. The only thing I do see is perhaps streaming. It wouldn't be solid Overwatch though. I would probably stream Overwatch, Apex, Valorant, and a bunch of different stuff. Maybe LoL at some point. I want to learn League of Legends. I keep saying that. But I actually am learning it. So there's a bunch of stuff we can do, but I think the best way for me at the moment to just keep going is with Illusion and streaming. And that's the way it will be for now. But I'll pop up every now and often on here. What I also could do at some point maybe is also upload stream VODs to either this channel or a new one. We'll think about that. That's something that I'll think about. But wanted to check in with you guys. I'm still fine. I'm still here. I'm just not here very often. It's cool. The Discord's still live. Illusion is still cracking along. It really, really is cracking along. Believe me, I've got massive plans for that org. Massive plans. I'm having so much fun. And I'd love for everyone to join in with it. There may be some stuff coming up soon to do with Illusion that I'm garnering interest for. Related to non-Overwatch stuff. That's what I will say. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, I wanted to check in with you guys, go over this whole situation that's been going on at Blizzard. The whole situation with Overwatch League and its sponsorship and stuff like that. It's a rough one. Hopefully we'll get through it. And hopefully, just hopefully, there are some brighter times ahead for Overwatch. Please. I'm begging you. Come on. Anyway, for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to give a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.